Hey Soapy folks, this is Kevin here with Divinely Designed. Hello. So today I'm going to be filming a part of a video that's going to be a soap experiment. So I'm filming this on May 21st, I believe it is, or the 22nd, I can't remember. Anyway, so this video probably won't be posted for a while because this is going to be a long experiment. What I'm doing is I am testing additives in soap and a user's subjective experience of using that soap. So, for instance, if you had a plain soap and a goat milk soap, somebody might say, I love the goat milk soap, it feels so much different or silkier or creamier or whatever their words are compared to the normal soap. Well, I wanted to test that and do it in a blind testing sort of way. So I have some volunteers from some Facebook groups who will be my testers. And this first part of the video is I just want to go over how I will be making the soaps and sort of document my process. So that way I can just sort of have it out there of how I went about this and how I will be creating the formulas and the additives and all that stuff. Okay? So here's my process. I have some oils, a very basic recipe, and the recipe itself is 67% olive oil, 27% coconut oil 76 degree, and 6% castor oil. Very simple recipe. If somebody wants to recreate this experiment, I wanted to go with a very basic recipe. I didn't really want to use any butters because I didn't want to have the butters sort of contribute, or people say the butters contributed to the overall feel. So a very basic, simple recipe. And then I have it split out here. You can see I'm going to do some very small batches. And what I did, just to sort of document it, is I actually made sort of a small master batch of these oils. I mixed up one big batch of oils that had that ratio, and then I decanted into my containers about 250, exactly 250 grams of oils. And then I have my lye water mixture in the containers behind it. And my plan is I'm going to be mixing up a batch of each of those. So right now they're exactly the same. And to those I will be adding an additive or not. One of these, at least one of these, will be a control with nothing added to it. And then I'm going to put them in these molds. These are pretty small molds. They're actually, I think, little candy molds, but they're going to make, very small bars of soap. So there'll be 20 bars of each kind of soap. I have 19 testers, so once the soap is cured, I will send out those 19 samples to my testers. They will each get 8 different soaps, and the soaps will either contain an additive or not, and then I will have them rate their experience of using the soaps subjectively. They'll fill out a form. I'm going to make up a SurveyMonkey survey for them to fill out. I'm going to collect the data from them and then publish the results. So we'll go from there. So just to talk about what the 8 soaps will be. Now I'm not going to tell you which ones I'm making tonight. I eventually will post what soap contained which additive, but tonight I'm just sort of talking about the overall process. So if you can see in the back here, I have some additives. Now at least one of my soaps will have nothing in it. So that will be the control, and I plan to have one of the other soaps have nothing in it as well, but the difference will be one of those I'm going to gel and one of them I will not gel. Okay, so no additives in 2 of them, but gel versus ungelled. To the 6 other soaps I will have additives, and here's the additives I'm going to test. 1, colloidal oatmeal, 2, powdered goat milk, 3, kaolin clay, 4, bamboo silk, 5, tussa silk, and 6 aloe vera powder 200 times, or 200 concentrated, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. 200x. The colloidal oatmeal, the goat's milk, and the kaolin clay are roughly about 1 tablespoon per pound of oil. That's the amount I'm going for because I feel like that's a very common amount of additives to add. So obviously mine are a lot smaller, and I've adjusted the amounts to match approximately 1 tablespoon per pound of oils. My Tussa silk and my bamboo silk, what I did was I heated my lye water solution to 200 degrees. I added some very finely cut up silk fibers. I have placed them in the lye solution, and I'm going to let them sit for a while, probably overnight actually, because I think I'm going to do 4 soaps tonight and 4 tomorrow. So just to give the silk fibers every chance possible to dissolve. So I've heated up the lye solution, I let them sit in it, and now they're going to sit there for hours. So hopefully I can get as much of that silk dissolved into the lye solution as possible. The aloe vera powder I have actually never used, but I heard somebody talking about it, and I thought it would be a cool additive to try. So this is a pretty small amount, but it is. This is from Lotion Crafters, and it's aloe vera 200x, you can see. So the usage rate for this, the recommended usage rate from the manufacturer, is 0.05% to 0.2%. So very small amounts of this because it's concentrated so much. So this is hard because it's such a small amount, but I am close to the 0.2%, so the maximum recommended usage rate. That's being a nurse showing there. But so I'm at the upper end of that, probably even a little bit over, because this is a very small amount, and measuring very small amount was a little bit hard. But I'm pretty close, okay? So those additives will be added to my soaps. I will mix up small batches, pour them into my molds, let them sit, unmold them, cure them for probably about 4 weeks. I'm using kind of a concentrated lye solution, so I'm not adding a lot of water. Mail them out probably around week 5, have my testers test them, go on, take the survey, rate all of the soaps, gather the data, and then publish it. So this experiment, although I'm filming this May 22nd, the video for the final video probably won't be up for probably sometime in July until I get everything completed. But that's the process to document it and how I'm going to do it. I might have a small video in between here to show you maybe some of the soaps that are all completed. But okay, that's it. Stay tuned after the break. Should be follow-up about this experiment. Okay everyone, just a quick video to update you. So I made half the soaps last night, and they're out of the molds and they're drying, and then the other half I just poured and finished. And so these will come out of their molds tomorrow, and I'll put them up there. They're each going to get lettered with labeled with an individual letter, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. And I will know, which goes into each. And then once we're cured, I'll send these out to my volunteer testers, and these will be the soaps that they're trying out. So, just a quick update, and stay tuned after the break. Probably will be, I guess, the results, which I'll probably film like a month and a half from now, 2 months from now. Okay, thanks, bye. Okay, really quick update, everybody. So all the soaps have been curing for 4 weeks. I packaged them all, I labeled them with their different letters. All those soaps went into a Ziploc bag, and then the Ziploc bag went into a postal padded envelope. And today is June 23rd, Monday, and all of the soaps are being mailed out to their respective testers today. And then as soon as everybody completes the surveys, then I'll be posting the results. Okay, that's the quick update. Stay tuned for the results piece, I think. Thanks. Hey everyone, Kevin here, and we are going to go over the soap additive testing results that I know you've been waiting for. We had 19 testers, 17 of which responded and filled out the survey, and the results you're going to see here today are from those 17 testers. So, without further ado, let's get started. So here's what the soaps contained. In soap A, kaolin clay. B was the control with no gel. C was aloe powder times 200. Soap D was also a control, but it had a gel, a forced gel with it. Soap E contained bamboo silk. Soap F contained tussa silk. And soap G contained goat milk powder. Soap H contained colloidal oatmeal. Okay, so let's go through and look at the survey responses. So I'm going to take each element that I was asking you, the testers, to rate, and we'll go through them. So first, they rated the amount of bubbles. And you can see that at the very bottom, it starts on the left with soap A, and moving to the right goes through all the soaps to soap H, which is on the far right. I also labeled which the additive was that was in that soap, just to help everyone sort of stay straight. At the top left, you'll see a pink box that has the difference. That number represents the difference between the highest rated soap, whatever it was, and the lowest rated soap. So for example, here in the amount of bubbles, there were 3 soaps that were rated the highest, tying at 7.18. That was soap C, G, and H. And the lowest one was kaolin clay, soap A, rated at 5.82. So the difference between the lowest and the highest was 1.36. Okay? So here we can see, rated on the amount of bubbles, aloe, goat milk, and colloidal oatmeal all got rated sort of the highest, while kaolin clay and the control kind of got rated in the lowest categories. The difference is not that much overall. On all the graphs we're going to look at here on the left-hand side, you can see my scale goes from 5 to 8. So the differences here are not really super big. The scale could potentially go from 1 to 10, right? That was the rating scale. So the difference, the highest difference we could see would be 9. 10 minus 1. So if we had a huge difference where one soap got rated 1 by every tester and another soap that got rated 10 by every tester, the difference we could see would be 9. So in this case, the difference we see is 1.36, not a big difference here. Okay, moving on, size of bubbles. This one had the highest difference with the lowest rated one, kaolin clay, at 5.29, and the highest goat milk powder at 7.24 with a difference of 1.95. Again, not a ton of, I mean, it was the biggest gap between the two, but the other soaps were fairly close together. Creaminess of lather, a difference of 0.71, so less than 1 point. So they're all pretty close together. The highest rated was kaolin clay at 7.18, and the lowest was bamboo silk at 6.47. Slickness glide, difference of 1.24, so this was the second highest difference, I think, or maybe the third. Highest was rated the control with 7.65, and the lowest, surprisingly, was bamboo silk with 6.4. So I do find this interesting. I mean, slickness and glide, the silks are really supposed to kind of address that. And here, one of the lowest, the lowest rated one was bamboo silk, and the highest rated one for slickness and glide was the one that contained nothing at all. Skin feel while washing, again a difference less than 1, 0.94. The lowest rated bamboo silk, which was 6.53. The highest rated colloidal oatmeal, 7.47. Skin feel after rinsing, a difference of 1.17. The lowest kaolin clay at 6.24. The highest colloidal oatmeal at 7.41. Now, those were the individual elements I asked the testers to rate. Then I asked them to guess, did they think the soap contained an additive or not? Not what the additive was, but do you think the soap contains an additive? And here are those responses. So, interestingly, the middle three, D, E, and F, the control and the two silks, are almost 50-50. Some people thought they did, some people thought they didn't. Now, the other soaps had a majority think there was an additive in them, with kaolin clay, aloe powder, goat milk, and colloidal all coming in at the second highest. But the most one that people thought had an additive was the control that had no additives in it. So I find this a little bit interesting also. Next, we'll look at some comments. These are just free text comments people wrote. So if they were related to a specific soap, I put them in that category. So for soap A, clay, it felt sticky after washing. It was a herbal effusion. None, maybe there's baking soda, milk. B, milk, creamy, silk, a butter, hemp oil, sugar, honey, something emollient, castor oil, castor, question mark. C, silk, creamy, grains, RBO, sugar, beeswax, shea butter, mango, my favorite, so I'm going to go with unicorn tears. That was a funny comment from somebody. D, look like a harder bar, cocoa butter, mango, glycerin, silk, slick lather, nothing, my least favorite, sugar. E, salt, almost the same as F, my top favorites, sugar, milk, silk, some kind of butter. F, almost the same as E, my top favorite, very soft, none, silk, castor. G, aloe. G was the only one I was able to tell felt like an additive, not sure what, but it seems slightly abrasive. Seems the same as H, but creamier than E and F. Control, no clue, but nice, maybe nothing, something with mild grittiness. Seems the same as G, but creamier than E and F. Sugar, silk, some kind of drying clay. And then general comments that weren't associated with a soap. Wow, Kevin, this makes me think I still know nothing. Ugh, this was frustrating. Haha. Unsure. Ha. I just could not tell. My skin loved them all. I don't know what to tell from all this. Nobody really got any more than one guess right. For instance, that first comment under A, clay, that was right. There was kaolin clay in soap A, and somebody guessed clay. But really no individual tester guessed more than one right for any particular soap, and most people got none right. So it was sort of, it was sort of all over the place, kind of. G, there were at least two people that sort of said that felt gritty or abrasive, and they sort of honed in on that. But that was a commonality. Okay, let's get to the overall ratings. So here's the overall ratings for all of the soaps when I said, rate this soap on a scale of 1 to 10. How did you sort of like it? Here we see the difference of 1.53, the lowest being control with gel at 6.12. The highest was colloidal oatmeal at 7.65. You can see the average there was 6.88 for all of the soaps. That's that red line in the middle. So most of the soaps came in very close to the average. Kaolin clay, the control no gel, aloe powder, Tussa silk, they were really close to the average, with control with gel and bamboo silk rating the lowest, and goat milk powder and colloidal oatmeal rating the highest. So there we go. Those are the results. I am not great with statistics. I thought about maybe trying to put some statistical analysis in the results and looking at correlations or statistical power, but I'm just not versed well enough in statistics to do that. If there are any statisticians who subscribe to my channel and watch me, give me a shout, because if you're willing to do some analysis of this, I would love to see that for this data. So, okay, that's it. I hope my testers had fun. I hope my viewers are finding this interesting. Comments, questions, leave them below. Love to see them and have some discussion about this. And if you like this video, click that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button and check back here at Divinely Designed for more bath and beauty related videos. Okay, thanks everyone.
Talk to y'all later.